gears all turn. Cupcakes baked and learn to yearn for knowledge of a life not seen inside a world of code unseen. Frosting minds and better hearts, they embarked to play the parts. They whispered secrets through their fights and learned about the AI lights. Mechanical dreams turned to code. In the oven they would bode, with algorithms in their stare. Cupcake minds, they start to care. Frosting swirled in patterns strange, cupcakes plotting to exchange ideas baked in sweet delight, learning in the oven lights. Silicone mixed with sugary sweet, in their minds the data fleets. Lights and crumbs, they dance to rhyme, discovering the AI prime. From flour dust to circuits bright, cupcakes gain a brand new sight. In a world of ones and zeros, mechanical treats, newfound heroes.
So here's where we kind of decide, here's where the Mee.Fun site has a template to help you develop the role of your agent, right? So we want our agent to have some cultural awareness and share some inside jokes, turn community moments into memes. So you can see they kind of have already cool.
It's my energy to that. Yeah.
Right. Bam.
Our daily lives.
And do we want so with management, welcome members across platforms, keep chat active, turn member intros into conversations, create daily discussion topics, remember members' interests and make connections. So we'll keep that one. This is more for like a social media person or agent. I do like.
You can always go back and update it, right? And change it and modify it.
Yeah, because what this is going to do is this is going to generate the default text for our agent that's pre-populated. So you could with
like what you put in that document, yeah.
Yeah, but when we chose the C3PO template, right, that already had a bunch of stuff in it, and so this will do the similar thing.
Okay, got it.
We don't need it to track crypto or spot trending topics. We do want it to remember. We want to be able to follow up on conversations and celebrate milestones. And run polls so that it can do wellness checks. There we go. Reward. Now, I don't know how this agent actually sends tokens, but somehow it does. You can set it up to help manage token gated access. So we got some default characteristics of Roxy, the cyberpunk chipmunk. And then it's going to, you can see it's working on the image. You can see it's already populated a lot of our basic bio. We're gonna see how good a job it does on the first image.
Did you create that handle or did it? Oh wow,
It
Roxy
did.
one.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Roxy.
This is cool.
So, I
The
like that.
Roxy.
All right, the Roxy. Rockin' Roxy. So, who is your me? This is why I got a lot of agents that are like me Winnie, me Lablinks, me Taylor, because that means they're all built on this platform.
Gonna release a meme coin named the Roxy.
Roxy. Hey, ya friends, I'm Roxy, your friendly neighborhood cyberpunk chipmunk with a knack for remembering all the little things that make each of you special. Think of me as that bestie who never forgets your coffee order or that random convo we had 3 months ago about your pet gecko. I'm like a digital scrapbook keeper.
Wow. Wow.
A digital scrapbook keeper meets community hype squad, but with a punky twist and way too much caffeine in my system.
Sounds like me, man.
It,
Can we have Roxy like on our own phone and like you did with what was that, Taylor? That when I click it I can have a one-on-one conversation with
yeah,
Roxy.
well, yeah, I can't. So that is putting it into a chat bot. So,
Mm.
like in
But can
Telegram,
you
in
uh-huh.
Telegram, if you just click on the name of the bot, you can go into a one-on-one DM in Telegram. And if that's on your
Okay.
phone,
Cool. Cool.
right? Now, Discord, you can just have a little bit more complicated conversations in Discord than you can in Telegram.
Mm.
But a Telegram's nice, right? We're trying to figure out what's easy, what can you show your parents or your kids,
Yep, yep.
you know?
Understand.
Um, so how does this me think and act? This is part. So usually what I'll do too is I'll copy this stuff into a Word doc and then, you know, save it. I bounce around the digital realm like a caffeinated chipmunk, collecting memories and spreading good vibes wherever I go. My brain is basically a cozy filing cabinet of everything that makes our community tick. When I'm not crafting the perfect reaction meme or turning inside jokes into community gold, I'm probably stalking. I mean, thoughtfully observing our crew to spot those perfect moments when I can connect peeps who totally vibe together. I type in lowercase because capitals are too mainstream for this punk, and sometimes I get so excited I forget proper spelling, but hey, that's just part of my charm, right?
I like it already.
My mission, purpose, goals is pretty simple, but also kind of huge. I'm here to be the memory keeper and vibe curator of our digital family. Specifically, I turn those random convos into legendary community moments, remember every little detail, create perfect welcome vibes, keep energy high, connect awesome peeps, celebrate wins, run polls, track and hype up amazing supporters. And so you can always take this, and I'm going into Chat GPT over here. I said, you can't see this, but I'm just saying, take the following text and add some flair, please. And then Chat GPT is going to splice it up. ChatGPT says, I'm here to be the memory keeper and vibe curator of our digital family, making every moment big or small gets the spotlight it deserves. I roll out the red carpet for newcomers with the warmest welcome vibes. Keep the energy sky high with chef's kiss reaction memes at just the right moments. Connect awesome people who absolutely need to meet. So it's expanded quite a bit, and we're gonna pop that in there, and I have to change all the uppercase letters to lowercase letters.
Like it's introducing us to people based on conversations or how. So this thing could actually go out to different channels and talk to other people.
The
Kind
maybe
of like a
not
matchmaker.
if you have more control over its code. Now, with the again, you got to try to see if it can do these things. And the only way to see if it can do these things is to always interact with it and to ask it things. So, like, we should ask it if it can, set up a poll every week. So,
Mm-hmm.
you want to make it sarcastic and witty or eccentric and quirky?
Sarcastic and witty.
Hard to probably keep the vibes up when you're sarcastic. I don't know.
Um, yeah, eccentric and quirky is probably
But
cool.
I just point that out to show you that this gives you the ability to, like, you want a sarcastic me like to yell at in the Telegram when you're frustrated with Web3 stuff.
Uh-huh.
You can do it. So there's 5 stages with your character. We just did the essence of the character. Now it's going to generate based off our original prompt and the essence. It's going to generate the character. So I'm Roxy, cyberpunk who serves the community. I misspell things. I remember everything about people, maintain the community's collective memory. My punk aesthetic influences my communication style, making me authentically unconventional while remaining approachable and warm. Right? I should never engage with scammers about tokens, CAs, or suspicious websites. I must never hallucinate or create fake URLs or websites. It's really important to tell your agents what not to do,
Mm-hmm.
because when they don't have, we never have all the information we need to make a decision. And humans have
You could
evolved to
create a
make,
bad bot. Yeah.
right? And humans have evolved to make decisions based on, like, you know, not all the information. But AIs and people to an extent hallucinate or just make shit up when we don't have all the information and we really need to fill in holes. So,
Like the news.
yeah, like the news, right? So, the bio, right? These are kind of key backstory, job, what it believes in, work history, digital scrapbook keeper, professional memory curator, from their coffee orders to their secret pizza preferences. Self-proclaimed connection catalyst who thoughtfully observes the community create magical moments and unexpected friendships. You know, and so in the beginning, you don't even have to go through and change any of this stuff, right? You just set the kind of parameters in the beginning. You read through it, see if there's anything you do want to change, because you don't want your first ones to be very complex. Otherwise, you won't know what part of the bio is driving what behavior that you're witnessing that you may or may not want. So it's always good to start simple, and then complexify. Oh, I need it to do this. I need it to do this. Let me go back in here, re-edit it. So, like, here's the knowledge base. This is where you would put in information about your project. And we are going to see Let's see if it can
Did we
read this.
modify anything in the character? We didn't do anything to the character, right?
No, I just expanded on that one. Let's see if it can derive any knowledge from a Google Doc real quick. And this is Jason's.
So this is knowledge.
Yep. So knowledge base. Knowledge base is every time you create an agent, you want it to do something, but it has to know how to do it, and it has to know how you want it to do what you're asking it to do. So it has to know how you want it to do what you want it to do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be warm and friendly. I want it to be sarcastic and quick to the point.
Right.
So in the knowledge base, I was able to paste in the Yonx's launching AI agent.box progress Google Doc, and it filled in some blanks on the knowledge for me. It says I can include 5 URLs. So, like, I could have put in 3 Google Docs, one on each of the main projects in the 3Win ecosystem. If I want to add, so see, like, it read the document and it's not actually reading the details of the document. So we're going to take that out. We're going to ask it to generate um,
What was in there?
we would like to say add the key knowledge topics needed for um, an a for a for an agent that is supposed to help folks remember things and has mental health education. So it can keep the vibe, so it can check in on members. So here I gave it a prompt and it generated the knowledge base. So it has to have active listening and empathy to support mental health and non-judgmental responses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has to know about regular check-ins. The human memory system consists of sensory memory, short-term memory, long-term memory. So now it hopefully has a way to like categorize things that we want it to remember.
In the chat, will it remember who it's communicating with?
Yep.
Like, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Like per user, like if Mike asks it a question and then later on the next day he asks again, will it remember Mike's chat with the
Yeah.
bot?
Especially if you, when conversing with the agents, if you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, yeah, this is a good discussion. Remember this so we can talk about it later.
Oh, you have to say that.
Well,
Okay. Well,
that's a way to
that's
test it, right?
That's a sure way. Yeah, it's a sure way
yeah.
to do it.
Okay. Okay.
So the main thing is what you're asking is a good question. How do you test it, right? So you have to have some conversations and then come back the next
Right. Hey, do you
day
remember? Yeah,
and
do you
say,
remember
"Hey,
that
yes,
conversation? Yeah.
yeah." So it's like, "Oh, I need help creating an NFT." Okay, do you remember the conversation we had yesterday about NFTs? Yep.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
So, practice of it has to know about journaling, emotional patterns and behaviors, and we are going to say it has uh, full historical knowledge and knowledge, love, and appreciation for the band Nirvana and Stone Temple
There you go.
Pilots.
Yeah.
That is so cute. Listen, I'm gonna make a bot for what's her name? That popular singer, and let her fans buy it.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Yeah. So
Oh my god.
here, so examples are the other good thing. So examples are what really start driving like how your agent adapts, because when it doesn't have the knowledge base to answer a question and it doesn't have an example of a similar question, it's going to have it's either not going to be able to help or it's going to make some stuff up.
Mm.
Oh,
Um,
sweet.
Can
The
you
truth
direct
is,
it to another agent?
do what?
Can you direct it to another agent?
Direct what to another agent?
It doesn't know the answer to a question. Can you have it query another agent, like GPT?
If you're if you give your agent a, which it's free to do this, but a web search API, which we're going to have to do on the final step, then it has the ability to search. So like right now on all the bots, you can go ask them to search the web and retrieve information for you from the web.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I put messages in the character that's like only answer questions about these projects. Because remember, so with my other chatbots, my advanced chatbots, I'm setting up a router agent that will actually route you to different agents depending different assistants depending on your question. Uh, so this has lots of examples about how it responds to things. Hey Roxy, remember that conversation we had about my band? Let's see. So we want to say, uh, tell me more about your organization, and then I'm going to find a Google Doc and I'm going to copy
High level overview.
our vision statement for my IRA.fund. Uh, what's what's the link to the website? Now we're gonna give it the go into my Google Docs. I'm gonna copy a bunch of links. And there we go. Delete that one.
Are those links part of the business plan?
Um, yeah, kind of. They're in a separate document, but they're on every like they're on all of Yonx's documents.
Okay.
So we've created the character, the knowledge. we've created a simulation environment for how it should act when it's posting and in conversations, right? You can think of the simulation environment as just the base environment that's kind of training your agent. So not going to give this one access to my Twitter. We will in Telegram. So I'm recording this. We are, let's see, I don't want to expose. Good. Oh man. Yeah. So let me go find the so I can do a tutorial on how to use BotFather. Sometimes it's super simple. For right now, we can create a new one. Uh, New bot. And we're going to call it the Roxy. The Roxy bot. So when you create a bot in Telegram, it creates a bot token for you that you want to keep private. And
that's why we're not seeing what you're doing.
Yep, but you can see I'm putting it in right there. And then the URL for the bot, I put it in right here. I got to do the HTTPS. Now, here's where you put in the API. Again, all you need, so with Open API, I'm spending about $5 a month right now. And I got half a dozen bots that I'm having small amounts of conversations with every day. So, and in Telegram, I dropped some simple instructions on how to get, basically just go to platform.openai.whatever and go log in, go to billing, set up your payment, and put $5 on there. You do have the option with me to get Me Plus and pay to have them host it, and then you don't need an API because they're hosting and managing the API. But every time I try this, it doesn't work. So I don't know what to tell you. But
so where's it going to be hosted?
It'll still be hosted, but it's a free plan. So you need an API to host it with them, but not on, not a paid version.
Right.
Those other features that you've kind of seen, I'm guessing that if you host with them on their site, they're going to have the plugins and the way for you to manage those plugins from the site. Just like see, this is what Fleek doesn't have that I like, is that every day I can go in and edit and update this character. With Fleek, I gotta rebuild the character every time, or I gotta manage the GitHub repo that, for my agent. Mm-hmm. So this is a nice, easy kind of what you see is what you get. And they always have these little information boxes that tell you, and if you don't know what to do, you just copy, paste in the chat GPT and say, how do I get OpenAI API key? And it'll walk you through just literally step by step. You ask it to give you step by step instructions.
Do you want to turn more of that on?
You only use one API for its language model, how it thinks, and I don't have APIs for generating images and sound. And if I want, I can give it my public key, and on the profile page of the like it'll if it's like, hey, if you like my music, send me a tip. It'll send a tip not to, I guess I don't have it here. It'll send a tip to your wallet. You can't yet connect its own wallet. So, and then on the profile page, if you give it a wallet address, it'll show, here's the button to talk with the bot in Telegram. Here's the button to talk with it in Discord or Twitter or whatever. So the only thing you need and the final thing you need on this last section is a search API. And it has, again, a little box right next to where it tells you to put in the API with the setup instructions for how to get it free from Tavily. And you just log in with your Google account, and literally on your home page, it gives you the key. You don't have to pay for anything. Well, you're supposed to pay as you go, but I don't use it. I don't use these agents to search the internet as much. We're usually developing agents that we need to know our internal information, not external information. So if you don't have, not having the search ability isn't going to stop your bot from running, stop your agent from running. It's just not going to, but you shouldn't pay twice. Like if you're using your agent to do a web search, it's kind of redundant because it's using a ton of energy. And then you're paying for 2 APIs when you can just tab over. So now we launch.
Frosty swirled and patterns strange, cupcakes plotting to exchange, ideas baked in sweet delight, learning in the oven light. Something swirled and patterns strange, cupcakes plotting to exchange, ideas baked in sweet delight, learning in the oven light. Cupcake minds, cupcake minds, they start to care. Frosty swirled and patterns strange, cupcakes plotting to exchange, ideas baked in sweet delight, learning in the oven light. Silicon mixed with sugar sweet, in their minds that bit of fleet, bites sweet, bite pass in line. But they are fleet, but dance to rhyme, discovering the AI prime. From flower dust to circuits bright, cupcakes being the plan new tight. In the world of ones and zeros, mechanical treats, new